All right, welcome back. Second problem of the homework from lesson 7-1, part 1 of 7. Holy Toledo, we might be doing this one a little while. Use Pythagorean theorem to find the length of the missing side of the right triangle. So for the missing side of this right triangle, we're going to have hypotenuse squared equals sum of the squares of the legs, 12 and 16 being the legs there. 12 squared plus 16 squared. Let's see what we get there. 12 squared plus 16 squared. And then that's going to be 400. So we've got 400 here for c squared, and then we will just square root both sides because we want to know the hypotenuse. And I happen to know the square root of 400 is 20. So correct answer here is going to be 20. Let's check that, see if we got that right. All right. So part 2 of 7. Holy smokes. So the length of the missing side, simplify your answer, sine of your angle then. So sine of theta right here, sine is so opposite over hypotenuse, opposite side away from the angle over hypotenuse c. So sine of theta, and c was 20 we solved for. So sine of theta 12 over 20. And they want to know what the sine of theta is. So if I just reduce that, hopefully 4 into 12 is 3, 4 into there is 5. So my way of looking at this is it should just accept a 3/5 in there. I don't think it'll accept the 12/20. They usually always want those to be reduced or simplified. So, oops, and then I wrote it 3/5. All right, so on to 3. Cosine ka. This was so opposite over hypotenuse for sine. Here we've got ka. Cosine of my angle theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse. So the adjacent side next to the angle touching at 16 over the 20 hypotenuse. 4 divided into each of those evenly would be 4/5. So let's put a 4/5 in for the cosine of that angle, and we should be good to go there. And that takes us on to part 4. Okay, some of these are moving along. Tangent then, tangent of the angle. Tangent, I'm going to clear this other stuff off the screen here. Just to get a clean slate. So let's get rid of some of this others that we've already answered. So the tangent is TOA. So tangent of my angle equals the opposite O over the adjacent A. And we had on ours, the opposite was the 12 away from the angle. Adjacent was the 16. Dividing 4 into each of these numbers, we'll have 3/4. So let's go put that in for the tangent. Put 3/4 in there and see if we got that right. All right, so on to step 5. Cosecant. Now we may we haven't really talked about this, but cosecant maybe is the reciprocal cosecant. When you do, this is one of our reciprocal trig functions. So we have sine, cosine, and tangent. And then for the reciprocal trig functions, they always match up a co with a non-co. So then we have secant and cosecant. So secant goes with cosine, and cosecant that we have goes with sine. So if sine is so, then cosecant is h over O, so hypotenuse over opposite. So here, hypotenuse was 20 over opposite 12. And so when you divide those each by, we could also go back to say, since it's reciprocal with sine, we found sine up above. It'd probably be faster to go up here. We found the sine here was this 3/5. So when you do the reciprocal, it's going to be 5/3. So that'd be a faster way to do it. Same thing we're going to get when we were just working on it the other way, but 5/3 should be our cosecant. So let's see how we do if we put in a 5/3. And then that's going to take us to part 6. And part 6 is secant. And as I showed you right over here, secant went with cosine. So if we go back up and see what cosine was – 5/4 right there, or 4/5. So then when we go to secant, it's going to be 5/4. So secant, put a 5/4 there, and we should be good for that. And lastly, I'm going to guess they're going to say cotangent. So when you come up to here and it says tangent was 3/4, cotangent's a reciprocal. So 4/3. And that should finish off all of them on that problem. So hopefully that helps. Lesson 7-1 of Savas. Algebra 2, lesson 7-1. This is our second problem in the assignment. Let's see, how do I clear annotations? Clear drawings. Trash. All right. So what are the trigonometric ratios for theta